A single empire stood between chaos and the collapse of everything we call civilization. And for 1,000 years, it survived, sometimes barely yet always, with an almost supernatural ability to rise again. How did the Byzantine Empire, often dismissed as a fading shadow of Rome, carry a hidden power so immense that it repeatedly saved the world? Imagine a world where ancient knowledge burns, Europe fractures, and invading armies pour across continents. Now imagine one city, one empire, absorbing the shock waves that would have shattered history itself. That empire was Byzantium, and its secret weapon was far more than armies or walls. It was resilience woven into its very identity. It begins in the year 476. To the west, Rome has fallen. Barbarian kingdoms carve up old provinces like scavengers over a carcass. But in the east, Constantinople stands untouched, shining with golden mosaics and libraries overflowing with manuscripts. While the West forgets how to build aqueducts or read Greek, the Byzantines guard the knowledge like a sacred flame. And here's the twist. This wasn't just accidental. The empire knew it was the last line of defense for civilization itself. But knowledge alone could not stop the storm that was coming. In the 7th century, the empire is crushed from all sides. Persia attacks from the east. Avars and Slavs descend from the north. And then an entirely new Islamic armies explode out of Arabia, conquering territory at lightning speed. City after city falls. Egypt, Syria, Palestine, gone. It looks like Byzantium is next. And yet, Constantinople refuses to die. Its walls stand like jagged cliffs of stone. Its people move with purpose, as if destiny itself has anchored them. And then comes the weapon the world had never seen before. A liquid fire that clings to ships, that burns on water, that turns entire fleets into floating infernos. Greek fire. Its formula was so secret that not even modern chemistry has fully replicated it. To the enemies of the empire, it looked like magic flames hurled from bronze siphons, roaring across the sea. More than once, this miracle fire stopped massive invasions cold. In 717, an army of over 100,000 and a fleet of 1,800 ships tried to take the city. The Byzantines burned them to ash. And here's the question for you. What would have happened if Constantinople fell in that moment? How different would the world be now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But military might wasn't the empire's only hidden strength. What truly saved civilization was something quieter, something that didn't roar like fire or gleam like armor. It was preservation. When Europe stumbled through the early Middle Ages, the Byzantines copied texts, debated philosophy, perfected medicine, and protected scientific knowledge inherited from Greece, Rome, Persia, and even India. Names like Aristotle, Galen, and Euclid might have vanished forever, if not for Constantinople's scholars. Do you know that the Renaissance, the great rebirth of European learning, was fueled largely by Byzantine refugees carrying manuscripts west after 1453? The world of Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo was built on knowledge that Byzantium had preserved for 1,000 years. But the empire wasn't done shaping civilization. Byzantium also bridged worlds, Christian and pagan, Roman and Greek, European and Middle Eastern. Through Byzantine diplomacy, trade networks stretched from Scandinavia to China. Slavic tribes received writing systems and religion through Byzantine missionaries Cyril and Methodius, laying foundations for languages still used today. Even Russia's identity as a Third Rome was born from Byzantine influence. And let's not forget law. Emperor Justinian's legal code, compiled in the 6th century, became the backbone of modern legal systems. Every time you hear words like justice, rights, or civil law, you're hearing echoes of Byzantium. Yet for all this brilliance, the empire lived on the edge of disaster. Plagues, civil wars, betrayals, crusaders, and relentless invasions tore at it. But every time the world prepared to write its obituary, Byzantium found a way to defy fate. There is something hauntingly powerful about an empire that knows it will not live forever, yet fights for a legacy that will. In the end, Constantinople did fall on a Tuesday to the Ottomans in 1453, but by then, the empire had already succeeded. It had preserved the knowledge, the culture, and the ideas that would ignite the modern world. So here's a challenge for you. When you think of history's great empires, Rome, Egypt, China, should Byzantium be ranked among them? Did it, more than any other, save civilization at its darkest hour? Let me know in the comments, because debates about Byzantium can get surprisingly heated. And if this journey into forgotten history awakened your curiosity, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still thinks the Middle Ages were just knights and castles. There are hundreds of hidden stories like this, stories of lost empires, turning points, and unsung heroes waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, remember, civilizations rise and fall, but ideas protected by the brave can outlive empires.